Finally got this car fixed. You can see footprints from my stray cat. I was using this thing as a bed. I'm gonna run it through the wash right now. Hi buddy. You like the van? Yeah. It's fixed and all cleaned up. Looking good for a 20-year-old car. You haven't seen this car in a while because it's been broken. So when I tried to start it, I just heard a whining sound. The engine wasn't trying to turn over. So I figured the gears in the starter were gone, or it wasn't engaging with the flywheel, or worst case scenario, it was the flywheel that was toast. So worst case scenario, I told myself this is going to cost $1,500 to fix. If it was the flywheel, you need to drop the transmission, and I understand on these cars it's $1,000 labor job to drop the transmission. I was able to push start my car backwards. First attempt. I wasn't thinking about making a video about push starting this backwards. I just wanted to get it started, get it fixed. So once I got it started, I left it on and called the Corvette Shop, Corvette store in San Diego. Told him my situation. Right off the bat, he said, oh yeah, $3,000, we're gonna have to remove your transmission in order to see what's going on. So $3,000 labor. So I told him, you could remove the starter and inspect the flywheel like that when you take out the starter. He said, no, we're gonna have to drop the transmission. So right there, I knew that it was a rip-off. I know you could look at the flywheel if you remove the starter. So I said, thank you for your time, and I wasn't gonna deal with those guys. The $3,000 quote was sticker shock. Transmission is in the back of this car, so I do understand why labor is $1,000 to drop the transmission in this car, but $3,000, and you know, the Corvette shop tried to tell me they can't look at the flywheel without dropping the transmission. That made me go on Yelp and search for transmission shops just in case it was the flywheel. I found Kearny Mesa Automotive Repair and Transmission. Shout out to them. I'll show you a card right now. So I called up Kearny Mesa Automotive and Transmission Repair and told them my situation. They told me it'll cost $150 to pull the starter, and they'll be able to see the flywheel from there and see if it's the flywheel or the starter. And good news, it was the starter. So I want to give them a shout out for being honest. They could have told me, oh man, yeah, your flywheel has no gear teeth on it. So they didn't. They gave me the honest answer. And yeah, you know, when you have a worst case scenario in your head, that was me. I said it's gonna be $1,500 if it's the flywheel. I had that number in my head that was gonna cost $1,500 to fix. I was quoted at like $680, and when that happened, you kind of, as a car guy, don't you feel like you kind of want to scratch your lottery? So that's the lesson of the day. I can't replace a flywheel. I can't drop the transmission on this car, but I do have some automotive knowledge on how things work, and that's why I was able to you know, hang up on the Corvette store, because when they told me $3,000 for labor, I said, okay, these guys are trying, these guys think I'm rich. Here's the thing, this is a $20,000 car. So a lot of people think Corvette drivers are rich. Nah, some Corvette owners are like me. We waited a long time to own something like this, and this is a used Corvette that's $20,000. So I think places like the Corvette store, specialty repair shops, they're just hoping you're rich and you'll open up your wallet. If you bought a brand new $100,000 Corvette, I'm pretty sure you could open up your wallet and spend $3,000, and you know, you're gonna tell yourself, okay, they're a Corvette place, I trust them. But yeah, I'm not affording $3,000 right now. So there you go, it's back. It's gonna be my daily driver for the summer. My birthday was in February. This car was already down in February. I had some WeatherTech floor mats on my Amazon wish list. My girlfriend got them for me, and Yeah, I finally got to put them in. The weather techs for the C5 are a lot nicer than they are for Econoline vans. They actually have lips around them to contain liquid. The weather techs for Econolines don't. So nice floor mats. One of my best friends on YouTube is Sebastian's Life 91. He details cars, and some of his clients have exotic cars. Sebastian's Life 91 is a lot like me. He's a lifted van fanatic, and even though he gets to drive exotic cars, he's just into lifted vans. That's me. This is the best thing I have. This is the coolest thing I've ever driven. Sebastian gets to drive the latest Ferraris and Lamborghinis. But even driving this, sometimes it'll be a while since I've driven this car. Sometimes I know if I sold it, it would be instant regret. That's why I don't sell it. It was my dream car in high school. But every time I drive this thing, it feels special. I'm a lifted van fanatic. If you're a regular on my channel, you see how much I talk about lifted vans. But here's the deal. I'm not delusional about what a lifted van is. So in my van, I could do this to the steering wheel. Nothing happens. Nothing happens until you do that much or that much of a turn. This car, you're barely moving it, and you feel the connection to the road. Such a nice driving dynamic. I can't even imagine what modern supercars are like. Yeah, this car's a lot of fun. I enjoy my van and this car for different reasons. I'll do a video called Driving is Fun and show the driving dynamics between a lifted van and a Corvette. So there it is. I'm just happy this car is back. Like I said, sometimes I forget I even have this thing. I'm so like focused on work, focused on the next camping trip. But since it is the summer, I wanted to get this car fixed, because that's when I daily drive this car in the summer. Other months I'll drive it a couple times a month, sometimes 2-3 week gap, and that's when I forget how good this car is. When I get into this car again, it makes me remember why I'm a car enthusiast and I love performance cars. Lately I've been talking about wanting a lifted Dodge Caravan minivan build. But man, driving this car again, remember when I was talking about wanting a Jaguar S-Type R? I'm back to that now. So now I'm torn. Which car do I get next? Jaguar S-Type R or a lifted Dodge Caravan build, and expand on my lifted van brand? But I eventually want both. But that's why I've been working so much lately. I got goals. I'm reinvigorated. I enjoy my job again. So while I'm enjoying my job again, I want to like make as much money as possible. So there it is. Here's some bonus content for you guys. Here's my new ride. John drives anything. This qualifies as an anything, right? Top speed in eco mode is 10 miles per hour. Drive mode 15 miles per hour. And sport mode 15 miles per hour. I'm gonna go ahead and try it. Hopefully I don't fall off right now. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Come on, 16, 17. Come on, 18. No. 11, 12, 15, 16, 17. Come on, 18. Come on, 19. I saw it. There it is. I'll work on a review tomorrow. One of the drivers here has one of these. I always see him. He'll pull this out of his truck and then just ride off. I thought it was pretty neat. It's kind of goofy though, but still kind of cool. Yeah, 19 mile per hour top speed and about an 18 mile range. It's pretty good. Someday this will come in handy. I'll just have this in my van someday, and I'll tell myself, hey, I'm glad I have an electric scooter. It's almost like vans were made to bring a scooter with you. I know you're not gonna like this, Sebastian, but I have to do it because this car is dirty. It's been sitting for 5 months. I want to drive it to work today and I want it to be nice and shiny. But I will not use the brushes. I used brush-free option. So there you go, man. No brushes. I don't like brushed car washes because I always tell myself, what if someone went off-roading and then like some little rocks get lodged in those brushes, and then there's a disclaimer that they're not responsible for your car, you know, any of your car damage. So, you know, just a quick wash here. No brush. Yeah, I texted you yesterday when I was on my way to get this car repaired. I was like, look, I'm Sebastian.